Okay, now we're ready to finish up the basket. And one thing that's important about this is you want to really make sure that you soak it good. I don't know if you can tell how wet it is, but I soaked it for about 10 minutes. I had to weight it down to get it under the water because cattails float. So you want to give it a good soaking before you finish it up because it needs to be really flexible for this last step. So what I'm going to do, the first thing I have to do is I have to take care of my weavers. And so I'm going to take and cut off, right, that first weaver. And then I'm going to go ahead and twist it like I would normally do. And then I'm going to shove it, well, that's too long. We'll shove it on this one. Wherever the length goes, shove it down alongside a spoke, wherever the end can go in. So keep your weaving pattern, but then shove it down alongside a spoke. And it might look a little funny and loose at first, but that's okay, because the spokes are going to cover that up in a minute. So I'm going to take my other weaver, I'm going to shove it down a different spoke. An adjacent spoke, either the one right before or the one right after we just did. And you want to keep that twist in it the whole time, because that twist actually is what makes the whole thing strong. If you just do the weaving without the twist, it'll be very weak. All right, make sure you have your shape right, that everything is tightened correctly or nicely. And then the last thing you got to do is you got to get rid of all these spokes. And what you do is you move each spoke to the next spoke over. So cut it short. It's usually easier if you give it a little bit of an angle, because it makes it pointier, and then twist it along and take it to the next weaver over and poke it down. And you're either going to want to do them all on the inside or all on the outside for the sake of the consistency of the pattern. And it's not as easy as it sounds to go ahead and poke them down, but you just want to poke them down. Sometimes it helps to use another piece of, especially the hard yellow stuff that you threw out earlier. You can use that to kind of poke it down alongside. And you want it to go down in. And then I'm going to cut the next weaver, or sorry, the next spoke. And then twist it along down the adjacent one. So you can see that these spokes have to be very flexible to do this, so which is why it needs to be good and wet at this point. The next spoke, twist it down in. So each spoke is going down along the spoke adjacent to it. These are not going in for me. Sometimes little tools are helpful. I have an awl, if I can find it. So if you have some sort of little pokey tool that can help you poke it down, the cattails help, pokey tools help. And you just want to get it down there, and you want to get it down as deep as you can possibly get it into there. There we go, finally. This one came up. Let's go back and put him back. So we're just going to keep doing this all the way around. When you're done going all the way around, you can go back and you can clean up these places where you spliced weavers in and the ends stick out, so just go ahead and cut those all off.